Hello everyone, welcome back to Chibi and Chill, the anime podcast, the podcast that talks all about all things anime, all things manga, anything that you're kind of thinking Japan related, it's about anime, it's about manga, I'm going to be talking about it on this podcast, so be sure to subscribe to make sure you don't miss an episode. So I'm your host Ryan and I'm a massive anime and manga fan, and I have been for many years, since the 90s, since I was a kid. And that fad has never truly ended. So a few things before we dive into today's episode. I've got a bunch of new anime pin badges over on my eBay shop for you to check out. There's One Piece ones, there's Pokemon one, and there's some Jujutsu Kaisen ones, with more being added to the range soon. I'm not entirely sure when, I need to kind of prep them first, but they are coming soon. Be sure to check out the first 5 pins that are over, they're already live, they're already on the shop, go check them out. You won't want to miss out on them. They're great to add to hats, bags, like straps on stuff. Honestly, go check them out. I've kept some of them for myself to add to my bag because I just couldn't let them all go. I needed to keep some for myself. And also, if you're into Funko Pops, much like myself, and like me, are also kind of addicted to them, I've got a 10% off code for you for opticcollectibles.com. And it's Chibi Weeb. So if you enter the code Chibi Weeb on opticcollectibles.com, you'll save 10% off your order. Go check them out. They've got some exclusives, some chase pops on there, and also some like mystery boxes where it's kind of like you could get a chase, you could get a normal. Who knows? It's all part of the Funko collecting fun. Go to opticcollectibles.com for 10% off using the code Chibi Weeb. So today's episode is all about the fall and autumn, kind of more wintry, October starting lineup of anime. It's a new season, and it's always super exciting, isn't it, when we get to a new season we get all the new shows, we get returning shows, and we start to kind of build the list of anime that we want to watch. I never make it through my full anime watch list, I have to say. I do not make it through. But it's nice to have the list to kind of have a reference, see what you want to dive into. There are a few seasons from my last list that I haven't quite finished. There's Undead Girl Murder Farce that I haven't quite finished, so I need to get back into that one. But I've been carrying on with Jujutsu Kaisen, cracking on with One Piece. There's a load of them that I've kind of prioritised over that one, which isn't to say it's bad. It didn't grab me as much as I kind of anticipated, but that's fine. It's all part of the gamble, and it's not a bad story. It just didn't grab me as much as One Piece does, and I need to catch up with One Piece. I need to carry on with that. I am on episode, at the minute of recording this, I'm on episode 635, I think. So, yep, I'm not near the 1,000. I haven't seen Gear 5. I haven't even seen Gear 4 yet. So, yep. But if you want to kind of follow my journey with One Piece as well, maybe you're like me, maybe you've not caught up as well, maybe you're just enjoying the marathon of One Piece that it is, why not check out the episodes where I'm kind of going through the different arcs as I'm experiencing them. The next episode in that series will be all about Punk Hazard. So just coming out of Punk Hazard, I'm in Dressrosa now into the first couple of episodes of that arc. So why not check it out? Hear my thoughts, hear the kind of trivia and all that good stuff. You'll find those One Piece episodes where you found this episode. So if you're a One Piece fan, definitely check those out. But today it's all about fall and autumn anime, and I'll be giving some recommendations of shows you should be checking out that will be coming out on Crunchyroll this season. So let's go. So autumn is one of the best seasons, I always think, specifically because we're getting closer to cozier and more spooky season. If you know me, you know I love spooky stuff, and I can't wait to settle into some spooky movies and see everything go super spooky themed. I love Halloween, so it's like the best time of year, and spooky movies and spooky decorations, spooky vibes all around. It's so good, and it's just the best time of year. But with every new season, we get a new roundup of anime as well. So this season we have some returning favourites, but we also have some new shows and quite a lot of new series, which is really, really nice to see. And quite a variety of shows for different types of anime fans and the different genres of anime as well. So this isn't the full list of anime coming out this October, but there are some shows these are the shows that I've kind of picked out that I'm interested in watching, and hopefully this time I may finish my list. Let's see how it goes on. I've not accomplished that yet, but October may be the time that I actually manage to accomplish that. But let's dive into our first show, and it's a fan favourite. I'm sure you're going to love this one. Our first show is Spy Family, and this very, very quickly became one of my absolute favourite anime. I absolutely love this one. It's super different to what I normally watch, which is why it's super nice. This is why I get so into it, because it is quite different to what I normally watch. And I think this one will just dominate the winter-fall season. Not only do we have season 2, which is, there's so much promotion going on for Spy Family at the moment, so this one I think will just dominate the entire season. But we also have the movie coming out in December as well. I know that's specifically winter season, but it's so close. It's only like a month away from the actual season 2 launch as well. It's just going to dominate. I'm so excited. We keep seeing clips, new visuals, new trailers, new artwork. They're going so hard at this, and Spy Family has quickly become an absolute fan favourite, and it's an absolute favourite of mine. Cannot wait for this to return. It returns on October 7th, and as always, it'll be on Crunchyroll, so if you're a fan of Spy Family, this one should be definitely on your anime watch list for this season. Our next one is one that I really, really need to get back into, and it's an anime that I loved the first season, and I got so into it, and as I kind of got a little bit more busy, and as I kind of, I don't want to say dropped some anime, but as my list got bigger, and I struggled to keep up with some of them, and unfortunately I didn't keep up with this one, but I need to add it to my list. And it's an underrated anime, I think, in my opinion, and it is super interesting. It's Dr. Stone, and this one is Dr. Stone New World 2. So it returns on October 12th, and this time, Senku and the Kingdom of Science are close to finding the truth behind the petrification. However, they face several dangers ahead, keeping them from discovering the technology that destroyed modern civilization over 3,000 years ago. I loved the really scientific, really apocalyptic, but not apocalyptic vibe, traditional kind of vibe for that. And it's super cool. I loved this anime, and the more I talk about this, the more I need to watch it right now. I need to pick this one back up. This one's always an anime that I always think isn't talked about quite as much as it should be. It's got a great fan base, and it's got a really big following, a big growing. But I think it's always one that seems to be on the back burner for some reason, and I did that as well. It went on the back burner for me, I have to be honest. I didn't actually mean to, but it did. And I need to pick this up. I probably won't be joining this season in this October, but I'll be picking up. I may have to start from the beginning, potentially. But let's see. I may get like 2 episodes in and remember all the story. But this one is one that I really hope to return to this season. So another returning one is Tokyo Revengers Season 3, and that returns on October 4th. This one, I think, from the 3rd season is getting more hype than the 2nd. I keep seeing a little bit more hype for this one. So, great season. Also, if you're a fan of Tokyo Revengers, be sure to check out Pull & Bear. This isn't sponsored by them at all, but I got a really cool t-shirt from Pull & Bear, pullandbear.co.uk or pullandbear.com. Check that out. Mine was on sale. I got it for like €5, so do check it out. They've got some on sale Tokyo Revengers merch over on there, so there you go, treat yourself. A new one to enter the list is Undead Luck, and it starts on October 7th, and I'll read the synopsis because I don't know anything about this season either. So Undead Unluck has been one of the biggest manga to come out of the Weekly Shonen Jump in the past couple of years, and everyone is super excited about this anime. I know nothing about the manga, and this one is brand new to me, but I love a brand new anime. I think it's super interesting when you kind of dive in not knowing really anything. So this anime and manga is all about, and I quote, after reading the conclusion of her favourite manga series, Fuko Izumo finally feels ready to end her existence. For the past 10 years, Fuko has been afflicted by a condition that brings her extreme misfortune to anyone who touches her. This has had a drastic effect on her surroundings, even inadvertently resulting in the deaths of those around her, including her parents. So it sounds like a kind of unlucky syndrome, kind of. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I can't really pinpoint a lot of the story, but this one I think is one of those ones where it'll be great in between seasons that I'm probably going to try and be finishing off in the meantime. Super excited for this one. I think this one is one that I can't pinpoint anything on it, but that makes it more interesting for me. So Undead Look, October 7th, check it out. The next one on the list is kind of more historic feeling, and that is nice. And it's not set in Japan or anything, it's set in China. So this one is The Apothecary Diaries, and it comes later on in the season, and it comes in October 22nd. And The Apothecary Diaries is set in ancient China, but the stories from the ancient other historical kind of dramas. And it follows Momo, an eccentric 17-year-old girl who is kidnapped and forced to work as a servant in the imperial palace. Instead of resigning to her fate, Momo secretly starts to work as a pharmacist and catches the eye of Jinshi, an influential eunuch who recognizes her talents. She finds herself in the empress inner court where she solves various medical mysteries. This one sounds a little bit like is it Pharmacist in Another World? That kind of vibe, but not an isekai. It sounds like it's just set in the time that it's set in. Interesting. I think this one I'll enjoy much more than what I think I will. This one I think may become a firm favourite. It sounds kind of interesting and intriguing with the medical mysteries and how she kind of goes about that. It's in ancient times, so I don't know how the plot will play. Will there be some kind of like mystical elements in there? Really interested in this one, and yeah, this one I think will become a firm favourite. I feel like this one could either be a firm favourite or it could completely flop. I don't think this one's one where it'll be, yeah, it's okay, it's mid. I feel like this one might be a little bit like Marmite, but let's roll with it. I think this will be a good one. So carrying on with the kind of mystical kind of vibe, we've got more of a godlike anime coming up next. So we've got kamiarabe.god.app. So the first big name out of the 2023 season, or everyone's pitched it as a really big name, an anime that everyone's kind of waiting for and kind of seeing how it's going to be played out, is kamiarabe.god.app. And not much is kind of known about it other than the kind of basic plot of a battle royale to decide who will become God. There is a plot, so I'll quote that. It is quite long, but let's read through it. So it says, and I quote, Goru, a first-year high school student at a private high school in Tokyo, has no hopes, no dreams, no ambitions. The world is indifferent to him, and he spends his boring, unchanging days with his best friend Akitsu while having a faint longing for Honoka, a classmate at the same school. And one day, Goru receives a strange notification on his smartphone. You have been chosen, please make a wish. Goru thought it was a malicious spam, and so he tweeted, I want to do something naughty with my idol Honoka. So the next day, he is invited to Honoka to pull down his pants in a deserted arcade. I'm reading this, I haven't read this before recording this, so okay. But yeah, okay, good. I guess good for him. And it says, I want to do something naughty with my idol Hinoka. He's invited to pull down his pants in a deserted arcade. Congratulations on the fulfillment of your great desire, comes up on his phone. Then a mysterious girl, Lol, suddenly appears. Confused by the series of events, Goru is told a cruel fate. Goru was chosen by the Great Will. To fulfill his wish, in order to do so, he and the other Kamisama, so God, candidates will kill each other for the title of God, until there was only one left. The first candidate to appear as a potential Kamisama was, of course, Hano, while Goru had longed for. What choice did Goru make against Hano, who attacked him mercilessly? So, kind of slightly confusing plot, I have to say. The back end of the plot is a little bit strange, but an interesting plot and an interesting story. I've not watched an anime kind of with that kind of vibe to it, that kind of plot line, that kind of story. So this one is one of the really high-picked ones for this series, and I will definitely be checking this one out. Very, very cool. I've not seen much artwork for this one. I've not seen a trailer for this one either yet, but definitely one to be looking for. If you like kind of these kind of ones where it's kind of more gods and mystical kind of vibes, I think this one will be right up your street. This one starts off slightly earlier on in the series, starting on October 5th. The next one on the list is great if you're a fan of My Hero Academia, and it's called Shy. And Shy is a superhero story that covers similar storylines as My Hero Academia, but centering around socially awkward protagonists who tries to become a superhero, but it has a much bigger focus on the human element of being a superhero and draws more from the magical girl kind of genre than anything else. So as the plot kind of goes, it says, and I quote, "Just as the planet approached its third world war, individuals with superpowers appeared from around the globe to maintain the peace. They become the symbols of their respective nations, striving to limit crime and bring evildoers to justice. Teenage heroine Teru, Shy in quotes, is Japan's representative in the world of heroes when a mysterious threat called Amarikis, I butchered that. It's a word I can't say. Amalrics, potentially something like that. Emerges, Shy must work together with her fellow heroes to stop them at all cost. So this one sounds like this kind of one representative for each country instead of in My Hero Academia. Everyone has that kind of ability or quirk. Sounds a little bit like more of a magical girl focused My Hero vibe. Kind of into this. My Hero Academia is one of my favourite anime, not right at the top, but I think enough of one for me to check this season out. This one, I think I may have to do the 3-episode trial to kind of see if I can get into it, but I am interested in how it kind of plays out with the power systems and stuff. So now we're on to the last couple of the list now, and the next one is one that I feel like it's going to be slightly underrated, but at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of hype for it on Twitter, or X, however we're calling that now. And it sounds slightly more mystical, but also kind of dark at the same time. So this one is called Ragnar Crimson, and it starts on October 1st. So and I quote, "The plot is, in a world where dragons rule sky, sea, and land, those who would fight them and win must surpass the limits of normal human strength. Set on victory at any cost, dragon hunter Ragnar joins forces with the mysterious Crimson. Crimson's motivations may be obscure, but their goal is the same, to destroy the dragon monarchs." So this one sounds a little bit more fantastical, a little bit more your kind of classic kind of Skyrim-y, I didn't want to say it like that, that's gross, Skyrim vibe, kind of more medieval almost, but the artwork for this does look great. Love the 2 character designs I've seen so far. It looks almost gothic in its styling, looks great. I don't know much about this, I've not read the manga or anything, but this one, I love a kind of fantastical vibe for an anime. I love an isekai. This isn't an isekai, but it has the same kind of feel about it. So really, if you want kind of a more really fantasy, escapist, actiony kind of anime, this should be on your list this season. One of my absolute favourite anime is coming back, or at least I think it's coming back this season anyway. So it's just been shown on Crunchyroll's Instagram yesterday at the time of this recording, and it's Toilet Bound Hanako-kan, and this one, I loved this one, and this one, it doesn't look, from the artwork, it doesn't look visually any different from the first series, but I'm really hoping it's a second season. It's being pipped as a second one, I believe, but the plot doesn't sound all too different from the first, so I'm intrigued, and I really, really hope it is. So it's coming back on October 12th, and the quote says, "The ghostly Hanako-kan and his mortal assistant Nene usually have their hands full resolving various supernatural incidents in Kamome Academy. But how do they spend their time when they get front break from all that? Come and watch the characters of Toilet Bound Hanako-kan play games, get sick, change genders, and discover world-shaking secrets during their laid-back after-school hours. It's the after-school hours that threw me, because don't most of the adventures kind of happen after school anyway? But I cannot wait for this to return. When I mentioned that it's spooky season, this is definitely a fun, light-hearted anime for you to definitely, if I can recommend one on this list, definitely please check this one out. I think this one is so underrated and it's so good. I cannot wait for this one to arrive. It's October 12th. Do not miss this one. Do not sleep on Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. And this list wouldn't be much of a list for this season if I didn't mention Attack on Titan, the final chapters, part 2. But I won't go too much into this because this one does premiere way back in the wintry season in November 4th. But there's an event, so I may do a separate episode on this. It looks like there's going to be like a celebration party virtual event for the ending of the anime, or ending of the season maybe. But yeah, definitely, if you're a massive fan of Attack on Titan, you already know about this one, so enough said. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. If you're new to the podcast, thank you so much for checking this out. I really do appreciate every single listen, every follow, every download. It really does mean a lot. From one week to another, thank you so much. If you're wanting any anime merch, head over to my social media links. Find me on social media, find me on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. And you'll see a link to my eBay shop where I have a bunch of anime-themed prints for you to check out with worldwide shipping. Please do leave a rating and a review on the podcast platform that you're listening on this to. It really does support the show. It only takes a few seconds and it's free. I cannot ask. If I ask one thing of you, I'd ask that. Please do leave a rating and a review. Even if it's not great, please let me know. You know, it's even a bad one. Well, bad press is always, what's the saying? Any press is good press, I guess. Oh, that rhymed. So a rating and review would be great. It really does support the show, so thank you so much for whatever kind of review you do leave. If you're a mega fan of anime, then why not check out my brand new Patreon monthly subscription club. There are 3 tiers of membership: Chibi Fan, Chibi Super Fan, and Chibi Mega Fan, with each tier being better than the last. Each month, for one cost, you'll receive free prints, free downloads, and much more, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, photos, and more of how I create my prints and anime-themed artwork. If you'd like to receive exclusive updates and anime-themed goodies every single month delivered straight to you, then why not check out my Patreon? The link's down below. I'm sure you'll love being a part of the Chibi Weeb fan club. Sometimes finding a birthday card or an occasion card can be a boring task. However, I have some anime-themed cards on my Thortful.co.uk creator profile, which is found in my links on social media. Over on Thortful, you'll find a bunch of anime-themed cards, such as Studio Ghibli Happy Birthday cards and more, with my range being updated regularly. Each card is processed by Thortful.co.uk, with shipping being fast, quick and efficient. You can shop my anime-themed cards over on my Instagram, with my links being over on there. Just search Chibi Weeb Anime and you'll find me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. It really does mean a lot. Please do leave a rating and a review down below. It really does support the show and it's free to do. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. If you're a subscriber or if you're thinking of subscribing or starting the free trial on Apple Podcasts, I'll see you on Sunday for the next episode of the Chibi Piece exclusive Apple Podcast exclusive episode on Sunday. Thanks guys. Bye bye.